Hey guys, welcome back to another one of my videos. This one is a bit different. I pretty much explain what you can see in the thumbnail, and those are actually my eyes. And also I just want to warn you that I will be putting in different pictures alongside the video, so if you don't like seeing similar pictures to the ones there in the thumbnail, then I suggest you don't keep on watching. But it's not as bad. Like once you see it's not, it's not as disgusting. It is disgusting, but at least you don't have to live with it. So I already recorded this video once, but I realized that I can't talk, so while I was editing it and it became very choppy, I decided to re-record it, and that's why I haven't uploaded in a month, because I wanted to post this video and I was also on holidays, so life came in the way. So this time again I wrote a list so that I don't keep going off topic and I don't keep blabbering unnecessarily, so let's hope that it turns out better than the last one. So basically, like many years ago, I got LASIK eye surgery done. That was almost 10 years ago, I would say. And maybe like a year after it, I started getting this like really dry feeling in my eyes, and I went to the eye doctor that did my LASIK eye surgery, and he said that that's normal, that almost everybody gets it after the surgery. It's a dry eye syndrome, so he prescribed me some eye drops, and I used them. They worked like the first time, and the second time it no longer worked. Like I still kept getting the dry feeling in my eyes, and over time it kept getting worse and worse. And also because I got my surgery done in Slovakia and I was living at the time in Ireland, it was hard for me to obviously go to the doctor. I could only go whenever I was in Slovakia, so that wasn't ideal. But anyway, I tried so many different eye drops and there was just no help for me. And as it kept getting worse and I kept twitching, especially while I was in work, it became very noticeable, and people started asking, especially my colleagues started asking like what was wrong with me, why do I keep twitching, like have I got Tourette's, or just what was wrong with me. So as I didn't know myself, I just kept saying I'm allergic to dust. In work we had loads of dust, so that was the reaction to it. And even when I said that to my colleagues or to other people, they just look at me weird, like, really? So, I mean, it was awkward for me to respond to that question, as well as I didn't know what was going on with me. And I wanted to try and find out for myself, because as I could see that the eye doctor wasn't really helpful. But I wasn't really having much luck, so I just kept buying all different kinds of creams and oils, anything I tried. And don't get me wrong, it all worked for the first few days or like first week and a half or something. And every time each of these products worked for me, I was like, oh my god, thank God, like I'm literally going to solve this problem. But none of it did. So as time went on, it kept getting worse and worse and worse, and I get like these. First I noticed I got this really deep wrinkle under my right eye, and like it had no reason to be there. I'm still young, so there's no reason for a deep wrinkle to be under my eyes. So I was just wondering to myself, like, is that going to stay there forever, or is there any chance of it ever going away again? And then I get this like really bad dryness on my top eyelid, and it would peel and there'd be like little flakes, and I'd look like I literally have a disease or something. And that's pretty much the way people would look at me if the day it got worse and I didn't have it masked properly. Then I'd get all kinds of looks. And then there'd be days where it get really irritated and I'll get the likes of like razor cuts and like the crease of my eyelid. Can you just imagine how painful that is? Like every time you wanna like open your eye or blink, it's just painful. And as it was getting worse and worse, obviously I stopped putting makeup on because it was just irritating. It didn't look good either. You can just imagine what it's like for a girl to go through things like that. You know, for it to be on your face and in your eyes, like it's embarrassing, and it's really like discouraging and depressing in a way if you can't really even go out without people staring because they have nothing better to do. They just straight up stare. It just became really hard for me, and I would get upset and nobody would really know about it, what was making me upset. But somehow I was just trying to persuade myself to find a way of living with it, because it didn't seem to want to go away at any stage. So I was going along making peace with the fact that I won't be able to wear makeup because it just irritated even more. But then I would use all these different creams and oils. I would really believe that if I keep using it, it'll just go all away and it'll be the same as before with no wrinkle, no dryness, nothing. But every time I was proven to be wrong. Yeah, so when I kept looking for different reasons why it could be, one of the reasons I thought it was because we're living in Ireland. It's very damp country, and there's a lot of mold in most of the apartments, and a few of the apartments that we lived in had mold, so I just assumed that it had something to do with that. And then for a while I also thought that when I would take tram to work, I would sit beside the window and there'd be like air conditioning coming down the side of the window. So I thought, you know, that was like drying out my right eye especially and causing me to have the wrinkle, and then whatever else was making it worse as well. But I don't know, maybe all these things added to the problem and made it so much worse, but they weren't the causes of it anyway. So when we moved to Slovakia last year, I just thought for sure once we moved there, it'll slowly go away on its own. Yeah, boy, was I wrong. Literally snowballed and got so much worse. Like you'll see, I'll put a picture up now, that was pretty much one of my worst days. And I had to go to like a grocery store or wherever, and I was so embarrassed because people would just, like, they have no shame, they just stare. Especially in Slovakia, people just stare. If you ever go there to visit, just, you know, prepare yourself for it. Yeah, and they would like whisper around me and all this. I was like saying to my husband, I just want to go home. Let's just grab whatever we need to grab and let's just go, because I'm not sitting here watching this. So that was one of my worst days. But anyway, while I was there, I wanted to go and try to see different doctors and see if any of them could help me and maybe figure out what was wrong with me. So I went to the eye doctor. They were no help. They gave me some sort of cream that made it worse. And then I go to the dermatologist and she was no help really. She just said to me that her daughter has the same thing pretty much and she hasn't been able to help her. So I was thinking to myself, so how are you a doctor if you can't even help your own child? So then I went to the allergy doctor and he did some tests on me and nothing was really bad enough to be causing that. And also I was having it all year round, so like an allergy to grass or some herbs and plants and whatever else wouldn't really make sense. So as months went along, I went back to the eye doctor again, and my regular eye doctor wasn't there. There was some lady doctor that I seen for the first time, and she pretty much couldn't really help me either, but she didn't even know it herself, but she was actually really helpful in the end, because she just had like a really like a friendly chat with me about like her son and how he travels the world, and every time he comes to Slovakia he gets like this like eczema sort of looking thing all over his hands and everywhere, and they figure out over the years that he was allergic to chlorine. I'm not sure if that's how you all pronounce it, that's how I pronounce it. So I heard other people have pronounced it chlorine. So anyway, it's the chemical they put in the water to make it safe to wash yourself with and to just get rid of the bacteria in it. So that had me thinking, when I left the appointment and I was on the way home, I was just thinking to myself, like, could that have anything to do with my problem? I think, really, in the water, like. So I kept thinking and I shared it with my mom and obviously my husband and a few friends, and they're all sort of skeptical, like, it's the water, like, what you mean, water? So from that day, anyway, I just said to myself, I'll do an experiment for myself and I'll stop washing my face in tap water and see what happens. And like even after the first day, it started calming down, but I didn't get too excited because I knew that I had times like that already that would just get better for like 2 days and then get a lot worse, so I didn't get too excited. Also, as I went along going through doctor's appointments and looking for the cause of this, I was trying to still figure it out for myself. And so I started doubting all the doctors because none of them could help me really. So I tried different diets, like there was weeks that I would only eat rice and still I have reactions like, so for years I thought I had to do something with what I was eating. So I tried all these diets and there's no help. Then I used to go to acupuncture, and the acupuncturist really tried to figure out what was wrong with me. I used to write my meals down into a notebook, like every meal, whatever I ate or drank, I would have to write down, and every so often he would go through it and he would like pick out things that could irritate it, so I would stop eating or drinking them, and nothing was helping anyway. But recently, after about 20 years being a vegetarian, I decided to try a plant-based diet. So for the last couple of months I've been eating plant-based and it's been working very well for me, so I have no reason to go back to eating vegetarian or any other way. So I'm gonna try and stick with this and see if it'll have more benefits for me. So once I figured out that it was the chlorine in water, I said it to my eye doctor. The lady was no longer there that I spoke to, there was a different doctor altogether now, and he really didn't like me finding out for myself or what was wrong with me and telling him what it was. He really didn't want to talk to me at all because he just thought, he even told me himself that he's been an eye doctor for so many years, so who am I to try to tell him what is wrong with me. That when I get when I get the same degree he has, then we can talk. So I was like, that's great. Thanks for your help. And then I told him to prescribe me the same exact cream that the lady before prescribed for me, that helped me tremendously. And he wouldn't. He said there's no need for me to have that cream, that he'll just give me a different cream. And I was like, why would you give me a different cream if I know that this cream had already worked? He was just like, no, you're not getting that cream, bye. He's like, there's a prescription, if you want to take it, if you don't, don't. I was like, this is fantastic, thanks. So I went off and like I got really annoyed and pissed off. And then I spoke to my GP and she said that she could prescribe the same one for me again, so I was like, oh, that's great. So I was using this eye ointment for a few days and it was literally like magic. It made the wrinkle disappear, it made the dryness go away after like 3 days, and the redness. Obviously I still have some pigmentation from like around my eyes, which will probably never go away, but what can you do? Like at least I can put makeup on now. So then I did my own research, looking into chlorine and stuff. I also got told by other people to get my allergy doctor to do a test for me, to have spray through my hand, especially for the eye doctor, to show him that I was allergic to chlorine. So when I went to my allergy doctor, he said that there's no such test, apparently. I don't know if it's just not available in Slovakia or there isn't one. And he just said to me that everybody is allergic to chlorine at some level, but obviously my level is a lot different. So as I did my own research then with Google, I seen that it's not even like drinking tap water that's as dangerous for people as it is inhaling. So like when you have a really hot shower, the chlorine like comes out of the steam and like you're inhaling it, so that's not good for you. So as I learned to control it with this cream, and I obviously know what causes it now, so I stay away from chlorine as much as I can, and I only get a little tiny reaction here and there when I'm not as careful as I should be. And I also have a filter, a chlorine filter in the shower, so it doesn't stop completely all the chlorine, but at least I can wash my hair without coming out looking like a raccoon. So that's not bad. And I only get a reaction pretty much when I'm washing the dishes for a longer period of time in really hot water, so I try not to do that. And I also found out that vitamin C really helps it helps the body to deal better with chlorine, so I obviously upped my vitamin C intake by a lot. Like I take supplements as well as I drink lemon water every morning. So by doing this video I really just wanted to bring the attention to how something so stupid can drag along with you for so many years and you not knowing what it is that you're dealing with. And just to give you a thought that if you're having similar problems, what it could be. So if you enjoyed watching this video, please give it a thumbs up for me, it helps a lot. And I would love it for you to subscribe so that we can be friends. And also if you want to check out more of my videos, I'll put another one just up here so you can click on it. Not there, there. So thank you so much for watching and I'll see you soon. Bye!